What's going on, guys? Stony Rob here, back for another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, because mine is going amazing like every other day. If you guys enjoyed this video, then hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it, so let's get started. I remember the story like it was yesterday. It's such a vivid memory that I think it's forever stained in my brain. If you haven't read the title already, I'm going to talk about the time I went to jail. Okay. So, it's summer 2017, I just graduated, got laid, and I was dead broke. So I'm chilling downtown at the mall like a typical mall rat. I'm posted, rolling doobies, and having a good time, Even though I was broke at the time, I had no care in the world. It was just the vibes, You know what I mean? Just vibing, chilling, smoking dope, posted in the corners, looking like a hood rat trying to talk to some girls, all that good snazzy stuff, So I'm chilling, and later that night, I get a call from one of my friends. I'm not gonna mention his name, so I'll call him Aaron. Well, Aaron was a quote-unquote financial advisor, just like TJX6, if you know what I mean. Aaron would transfer funds from accounts and make profit. So I get the call, and he tells me he needs someone to go withdraw money for him. So at first, I say no, because obviously if shit hits the fan, I'm the one who's gonna eat the shit first. He hangs up, but 5 minutes later, he calls me up and says he'll pay me $100 to go cash out. I'm still hesitant, but I was broke, so yeah, I took him up on the offer. In my head, I was like, what could possibly go wrong? And everything goes wrong when you say that shit. So he comes and picks me up, and we drive to the ATM. I go withdraw money, and he gives me the $100. Simple as that. Nothing went wrong. Well, the next day, I'm still chilling at the same spot, and Aaron calls me up again. He tells me he has $100 again for me to do the exact same thing. So I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. And this time, things went wrong, and it wasn't as simple as the day before, right? I'm at the ATM, and I'm attempting to withdraw the money. I mess up the pin, and I try again. I try like for 2 times, and you have 5 chances, so I don't want to mess up. But little do I know, right behind me is 2 police officers just watching me. I turn around for no reason at all and watch these 2 guys just slam me on the ground. I still haven't cashed out yet, but I was assuming they saw me like with the cameras from the day before, right? So at this point, I knew I was in like 10 foot of shit. Like, I was in deep shit. Aaron had left the scene, but he texted me like a second after I put back my phone after looking at the pin. And he told me the cops was there, and he dipped, right? But I was too focused on remembering the pin that I didn't like recheck my phone. I'm in the back of the cruiser regretting my choice. Like, I fully take responsibility for my actions. There's no denying that. Like, never again for $100 will I risk my liberty, and that's for sure. Like, hell no. Never again. It takes about 30 minutes to arrive at the police station. Once I arrived, they took away my personal belongings and put it in the bag, like a Ziploc bag, and they held it at it's not customs, like whatever you call that shit, right? They sent me over to the interrogation room. I'm sitting there all quiet, like not a word has come out my mouth. And I've watched enough crime dramas to know that I need a lawyer present. They start asking questions. I say I don't want to talk, and I'll only answer when my attorney is present. So I didn't have a number to call, whatever, so they give me like a legally appointed attorney, and then they start questioning me. And every time they questioned me, I kept looking at him. He'd tell me something in my ear, and I'd answer, right? Because honestly, you're not legally obligated to answer nothing unless you're in the courtroom and whatever. You don't have to answer nothing. So first, they show me a picture of myself. Literally, it's me with the same hoodie, everything, at the ATM cashing out the money. They ask me if it's me. I say no. They repeat the question. I say no. Then they tell me, well, it looks like you. And I answer, he looks like me, but that isn't me. And they just looked at me, and they're like, is this guy kidding me? Like, it is you. And I'm like, no, that's not me. And they asked me a bunch of other questions, which I honestly don't remember. It was like, what were you doing that day? Blah, 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 that sort of stuff. And like, I didn't answer because I didn't need to answer. It was just pointless. Plus, to top it all off, like, I think I got a good legally appointed lawyer because he covered my ass for most of it, right? And right when I'm about to be set scot-free, they get an ATM picture, like a picture from the camera at the ATM, and it's just straight up my face. So at this point, I know I'm screwed. Like, I'm going to prison or some shit, and they keep questioning me, and I don't answer or just ignore the questions. Next thing you know, I'm sitting in a cell with like 10 other people. At this point, it was probably like 8 p.m. and I don't know how long I would stay there. I was hungry, I needed to poop, and there was no way in hell I was going to poop in front of 10 other people, knowingly that they're criminals or whatever. I don't care. I just didn't want to poop in front of nobody, right? That's just awkward. So I'm sitting there trying to meditate my way out of this. And I get disturbed by this crackhead who's tweaking. Like, he's tweaking like he needed his crack or something. Because this guy got up and started, like, twitching, you know? He was, like, bugging out. So he's doing this for a good 5 minutes, right? He starts walking towards me. Out of everybody in the cell, he walks up towards me. Poor little me. This crackhead asks me for food, and what he actually meant was he needed crack, because when crackheads say they need food, they need crack. I get up and just like push him away, because I was like, hell no, if I need to beat his ass, I'm gonna beat his ass. There's no way this guy's gonna talk to me or keep like asking me for crack. He then walks up to this Asian guy, and this guy was sleeping, right? And he touches him and asks him the exact same question. This Asian guy was pissed. Like, I don't know what happened, but this guy was just pissed. He got up and socked him right in the face, and this guy fell like a tree. Pew! On the ground. Like, literally, this guy just fell. He went right to sleep. Literally, no one, and I mean no one, batted an eye. Like, the police didn't care. No other inmate in the cell cared. It was at this moment I knew there was no way for me to go to sleep. It was done for. Gonzos. If I go to sleep, I'm probably gonna get my ass raped. So like 2-3 hours pass by and I'm getting tired. Like, I'm about to pass out tired. But I couldn't go to sleep. Like I just said, I didn't want to get molested. But one thing I couldn't fight was the urge to take a massive dump. So I got up, dropped my pants, went to the toilet, and I didn't sit down on the toilet for obvious reasons. So I just had like my ass at like 75 degrees and I just unleashed the most massive poop you could imagine. Like, this dump was insane. It splashes everywhere on the bowl, and I mean everywhere. I had my pecker hanging out, like everybody was looking at me. I wipe my butt, I don't even flush, and the whole cell is just stinky. Like, it reeked. But guess what? Another guy goes to the toilet, he sits down on it. Like, he sat down on it while there was like poop residue on it. And I'm disgusted, but he unleashes a mighty poop. And I kid you not, after this guy finished pooping, there were 5 other dudes who got up and took dumps, like one after the other. It was like I broke the ice. Like, who goes to poop, you know? I broke the ice because almost everybody said, fuck it, I'ma go poop. And so a few hours passed by and this crackhead is still on the floor and the smell of feces is in the air. Like, it wasn't that bad, to be honest. Like, it could have been worse. Like, people could have got stabbed, or I don't know what happens in regular jail cells because it was my first time, right? I get called and I'm back to the interrogation room. The legally appointed attorney is there with me, and they ask me a few questions about who, what, where, why, and how, whatever, why I'm cashing out. Right when my lawyer is about to say something, I just tell the officers I was chilling at the mall. Some random dude came up to me and tells me he'll give me $100 if I go to the ATM and cash out some money. Simple as that. I admitted to being there, but there was nothing else I knew. Like, last time I checked, withdrawing money isn't illegal. And the police look at each other and get out of the room. My lawyer says, oh, I shouldn't have said that without his counsel, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? The police comes back and they release me. I guess like my story worked. They probably assumed I like truly didn't know anything. But like, honestly, I was aware of certain things, but I'm not the one orchestrating this quote unquote financial trading. I'm just a nobody who wanted $100 to smoke weed, am I right? Like, my little stint in jail wasn't as bad as other people. Like, at least I didn't get molested or some shit. Like, I wouldn't recommend jail or prison to anybody. It's not worth it. Don't risk your liberty for money, especially if it's $100. Like, unless you're Tony Montana, El Chapo, Pablo Escobar, go right ahead. You're already worth millions. You have nothing to lose except your life probably at that point. But like, for people like me who just want to make money legally, or if I could do it, wink wink, legally again and stay clean, well, I'd do it. Like, I recommend you guys stay clean, stay focused. It was kind of worth the $100 though. I went and bought like some low grade mid and like smoked the fuck out of it. But yeah, I think it was honestly worth it for the $100, but there was a price to pay, obviously. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. I've been seeing lots of growth. We're at like 23, 24, 25 subscribers at this point. I've been growing constantly, getting new likes, new followers. This is Stony Rob, and you know what? Stony Gang, out.